going on, everybody? This is Bobby G back again with another Saturday Shpiel. This particular one is going to be loaded, so bear with me. I'm going to go through the scriptures right away. The scriptures this week are called Vayeshev for the portion this week. The readings come from Genesis chapter 37, verse 1 to chapter 40, verse 23. Amos chapter 2, verse 6 to chapter 3, verse 8. Matthew chapter 1, I'll say. And also, because it is Chanukah still, we're only in the third day yet. We still got 5 days to go after today. There's also Numbers chapter 7. And if you're wondering how that fits into Chanukah, well, Chanukah comes from the book of Maccabees, 1st and 2nd Maccabees, which many know is part of the Apocrypha. But Numbers chapter 7 kind of falls into that because Chanukah means Feast of Dedication. And what the Maccabees did is they drove out the Seleucids, they drove out Antiochus IV and his goons, and rededicated the temple. And that's what that is. Now there's some legend that there was no oil and except for enough to last 1 day, and they made it last 8 days and so on. But that's extra. But Numbers chapter 7 is about dedication as well. In this case, it's about the dedication of the tabernacle. Numbers chapter 7, the Israelites are still in the wilderness. And, they're preparing because they had been in Egypt for 420, 430 years, depending on which translation you read. So they've been there a long time. So coming out of Egypt, they're basically, getting themselves right. You know what I'm saying? Israel is getting themselves right. And part of that is dedication. So in this case, they're not dedicating the temple yet in number 7, but they are dedicating the tabernacle. So out of all those passages, what comes to mind for me is it's time to prepare, even when times are hard. But time to prepare is the theme of this. Because when you look at, in the case of Genesis, chapters 38 through 40, or 37 through 40, it's the story of Joseph. Or at least part of the story of Joseph. And for those of you who don't know the story, those of you who've read the scriptures like I do on a regular basis, you know that story well. Those who do not, let me give a breakdown. Joseph is the favorite son of Jacob, and he gets a multicolored coat, or he gets a really fancy gear. He gets some really fancy stuff. There's a reason for that. In the ancient world, in those times, in the ancient Near East, and it's still somewhat of a practice in the Middle East today, although things have advanced a little bit because of technology and so on. But Joseph is the eldest son of Jacob's wife Rachel. Now there's Leah and the maidservants and the children by them and all that. But Rachel was his favorite wife. Joseph was the eldest son of Rachel. Therefore, Joseph by Jacob is the favorite son. Because of that, his brothers treat him spitefully. If you look at the parallels, Jesus is the Son of God who was born in the book of Matthew, and we see his lineage going from Adam to Abraham to David to the exile to now when he gets born into the world. And he goes through some diversity of his, he goes through some adversity of his own. Little slip of the tongue there. And, Joseph was not treated well by his brothers, and even so, he still did well. Same thing with the prophet Amos. Amos is talking about how, the Nazarites and those among you, for those who don't know, Nazarites were not allowed to drink wine at all. And it says you gave them wine to drink, and you did this, that, and the third. And, Israel's going through it at the time of Amos, and Amos is kind of letting them know, hey, y'all are wrong for what y'all doing, and you know it. You need to clean house. And this is what I mean by time to prepare. Messiah's birthday is of much debate, especially because Chanukah is coming up. And, a lot of historians debate that, and I will tell you that there are some theories around when he may have been born, which may have been around Passover, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. Hanukkah is about being the light. Hanukkah is about dedication and preparation. So I guess what I'm saying for this week, as you read these passages, as you read about Joseph in Genesis, as you read about the prophet Amos's warning, as you read about Jesus' birth in Matthew chapter 1, and as, during this time of Hanukkah, as you read Numbers chapter 7, all these days, remember to prepare yourself, remember to dedicate yourself, and cleanse yourself, and deliver yourself from self-destructive behavior. If there are friends who can help you with that, make sure to talk to them. It is hard to be an effective person for God when what we're doing is being self-destructive in our own lives. And sometimes we need people to look out for us. Or if we're not being self-destructive, as it was the case of Joseph or Jesus, people are hating on us anyway, we still need to prepare ourselves to get through these hard times. I mean, nobody can deny that this past year has been a hard time. And yet, if we prepare ourselves, if we get ourselves right in this time, before God, before Jesus, aka Yeshua HaMashiach, Yeshua the Messiah, then maybe things will be blessed. I can't promise everything will be easy, because I'm not God and I don't sit in the place of God, so I'm not going to go there. But hopefully, things will be blessed, and we'll be able to continue onward. Take this time to prepare yourself. Take this time to dedicate yourself, and hope for this next coming. We don't know when that's going to be, but it is coming at some point. My name is Bobby G. This is my Saturday Shpiel. Hopefully, Lord willing, I'll see y'all Tuesday for Bobby's book review, and then next Saturday for another week of Saturday Shpiel. Peace.